what happened with Stephen A. and LeBron. I feel like, Stephen A. got a job to do. Whenever you step out and say, as a father, stop what you're doing, now you're questioning my parenting. So I understand Bronny stepping to Stephen A. But the only person who...
That's a really good distinction on the Stephen A. thing.
Yeah.
Because he's implying that, or the implication is that LeBron isn't being a good father by allowing this to happen.
He's being the greatest father.
He's being the greatest father. But yeah, I actually... Wow, I haven't heard that said in a way where I would defend LeBron. But that is the shot. If you were just talking shit about the son's play,
that's it.
That's one thing. But saying LeBron is a father, you're implying that I'm the responsible party for the criticism of my son. And that is fair. What has Stephen A. said about that?
I don't know, but when people say things like LeBron put Bronny in that position to be criticized, so?
Yeah, so what? Welcome.
I put you in the NBA, 55th pick.
Nah.
You making a few $1 million a year to play ball?
Nah, this is crazy.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, so?
Yeah.
And? How am I a bad father for doing this?
Yeah.
Now, once again, critique Bronny's game.
All you want.
All you want.
That's a good
But
fucking
don't say, as a father. Now you're questioning my parenting skills.
Has Stephen A. responded to that part of it? Has he taken accountability for that?
I think he did.
I thought he was doubling down, saying that he
has been doubling down, but I think he did say he understands where LeBron was coming from as a father. I'm pretty sure he did. Stephen A's a fair person. You can say whatever the fuck you want about Stephen A. Love him, hate him. He's always objective, and he's always fair.
And he's down to have the conversation.
I don't even know. I'm not even joking when I say this. I don't even know who Stephen A. is biased towards. I'm thinking about that in sports. Like, everybody has their biases.
Skip has his thing.
Skip
but
got his
I don't
biases.
know. Yeah, that's a good point.
I've never heard Stephen A. be biased towards anybody.
Maybe he doesn't have the bias.
He's always been fair. The Martin Lawrence, Nino Brown turtleneck is crazy, though.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I seen.
He looks like The Rock.
This is
last week.
What show was this on?
Gilbert Arenas.
Gil's Arena. Yeah. Salute to Gil.
You had called and said, Bron pissed off. Motherfucker mad as hell. He want to see you man to man. I said, what would I have done? Rich Paul said, you'd have hung up the phone and you'd flew to LA. I said, thank you. So my point is, rather than come up to me at courtside, all you had to do was say, yo, I need you to stay. Don't leave this game. I need you to see you after the game. That's all he had to say to me. Mm-hmm. Then as we speak, he says that. Let's take an example. He said what you just said. Yeah. I stand down. My bad. And not only that, I'm going to make sure I go on the air. I ain't look at it that way. That's on me. You didn't do that shit. You said you fucking with my son. No, I wasn't. I was talking about you. I was talking about you. Wasn't about your son. I know he's number 55. I know he got work to do. Whew. I believe that he got potential. Yeah. I believe that he got the potential to go pro. I truly believe that. It's going to be tough, but I think he can pull it off. And by the way, I'm rooting for him. I ain't rooting against nobody. But I'm talking about your ass. Mm. You did this. Mm-hmm. You the one that had us as reporters, as a league, as an NBA franchise. All of us got to sit back and be quiet and capitulate to your shit.
Come on now.
You did that. And so when I see people talking, and I'm like, oh my God, can somebody, I mean, I know I got a show, and I know I got my podcast, but I'm like, God damn, y'all, I'm fair. I don't give a fuck who it is. It's you, it's you, it's you. It don't matter who it is. Damn it, I'm just meeting you. If somebody unfair to you, I'm going to be like, that's not fair. That's not fair. But when it comes to me, everybody get crickets. That motherfucker Stephen A. on his own. Respectfully, excuse my language, that's fucked up. I'm on my own. When number one, we know I'm right. Number two, we know the perspective that I'm coming from is real and it's authentic. Number three, he set this up. Number four, all you had to do was tell me. I fuck with Stephen A,
but I don't know what he's arguing right now.
Me neither.
Listen, Kenyon told me, you keep talking about
I don't understand what he's arguing right now. Like, if he's saying that I wasn't talking about Bronny, I was talking about you. Yes, I believe that because he said, stop it as a father. So that is the reason why Bron pressed you.
Yeah, but he's saying that Bron pressed him off of other shit. He said Bron pressed him on, like, don't talk about my son. And he's like, he took accountability initially.
Maybe in the heat of the moment, LeBron didn't say
Communicate.
exactly what he wanted to say, and so it just comes off like, yo, stop talking about my son, stop talking about my son. But the reality is, you're questioning me as a father.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You know what I mean? That makes more sense to me than anything. Stephen A. Smith did this after what he did on ESPN, where he was like apologizing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of wild, Stephen A. You know what I'm saying? You should have just left it at the apology.
Yeah.
This is left it at the apology. Salute to Stephen A. though. He got that $100 million. Did we ever talk about that?
Nah, we got to talk about
What'd you
that.
think about that?
He deserves it.
He deserves every penny of it.
It's him and McAfee. The whole network is him and McAfee. Both of them deserve all the money.
Stephen A. is probably is he the greatest sports pundit of all time?
I mean, who else?
I can't think of no. I mean, I can't think of anybody who does it like him. I'm talking about this new era of sports pundit that gives their opinion, debates.
Who else?
I can't think of nobody. I'm really trying to sit here and think. I mean, there's announcers that come to mind, like the Howard Cosell's of the world, or
But you're not thinking about it like that.
Stuart Scott. But I'm talking about for what Stephen A. does. He's the first of his kind. I can't think of nobody that's better. What names pop up over there?
Bill Walton, but they're not really.
Madden?
Yeah,
But Madden called games. That's different.
yeah, a lot of these are game callers. I'm seeing on this list.
Stephen A. deserved every bit of that fucking $100 million.
I mean, Stephen A. is a bona fide celebrity outside of ESPN. He's just a celebrity, and that happens. I mean, people are asking him if he's going to run for president. You don't get there unless you're at the top of your field.
By
So,
the way, fantastic negotiating tactic. We talked about that here on Burn Idiots before. I'm telling you, when you saw Pat McAfee was cooking and Shannon was cooking, even though Club Shay Shay isn't necessarily sports, but when he's cooking so much and then leaves FS1 and then comes the first take, there's a lot of conversation around Shannon Sharp, a lot of conversation around McAfee. Stephen A. was able to find his lane by saying, you know what, I'm going to be over here talking politics, okay? And it took him to a whole nother level of notoriety and status. So if you think that didn't help with his contract negotiations, you bugging.
also starting his own pod and that being successful. Come on.
That was it. Starting his own pod to talk about things other than sports.
You don't have a real offer until you got two offers.
You don't have a real offer until you got two offers. Unless you just got an offer from one that's just like trying to take everything off the table.
I mean,
Man, could you imagine if women had to determine who they wanted to be with just by dick size? Fuck knowing you. Fuck you making them laugh. Fuck you being smart. Fuck all of that.
Yeah.
You walk in the room, another man walks in the room, and you like that guy in that swingers club in Atlanta. You pull out your 7.5, you like, yeah. Then here comes old elephant Trump. Now what?